I hope you're having a great day. Well, we talk a lot about oral hygiene. We talk about hygiene in our kitchens, hygiene at home, hygiene in our bedrooms, hygiene in our office spaces. But the one hygiene that most of us, in fact, all of us need to really be focused on is something called mental hygiene and emotional hygiene. What we need to understand today that most lifestyle diseases begin in the mind. We have to understand, and the sooner that we understand that nutrition is important, exercise is important, all of these things are important. But if we have no control over our thoughts and our mind, it will just continue to make situations and events worse and worse. Now look around you. Everything that you have around you in your room right now, if you're at your workplace, everything that you see around you, that you have around you started with a thought. Maybe not your thought, but someone else's thought. So if there's a remote control on your table, that started off with the thought of having a remote control and the idea. There's an iPad on your table, that started off with a thought as well. There's a salt lamp on your desk, that started off with a thought as well. Everything around you has started off with the thought of by someone or by you. What we need to understand is that every emotion that you are going through right now, started with a thought. So right now, take that second to pause and see, how are you feeling? There has to be a thought that crosses your mind in order for you to feel that way. And these thoughts come from everywhere. It can come from something you saw, a graphical representation of something, the words that someone said, an article that you read in the newspapers, a post that you saw on Instagram, something that you read in a book, something that you read in, wherever it is. Okay, that formed a thought in your mind, and that thought became an emotion that you feel. Now, what we need to understand is we can't stop these thoughts from happening, because everywhere we look around, constantly there will be thoughts that are forming in our mind. Now, we can have the Band-Aid approach of handling these thoughts when there are too many negative thoughts in our mind. The Band-Aid approach would be something like excessive alcohol, taking to drugs, excessive shopping, excessive socialization, violence, crime, all of these things. This could be the Band-Aid effect to basically deal with all the negative thoughts and the emotions that are constantly filling us. And then there is the root cause approach, where you try to get to the source of what is producing these thoughts in your head. So for example, if it's the newspapers and the constant bad news about the rapes and the violence and all the stuff that you read, and if that is causing all those thoughts in your head and resulting in a negative emotion that is affecting your behavior, your health, and everything else, the source is the newspaper. So you stop reading the newspaper, or you only read the pages which are happy pages if there are any newspapers that have that. If the source is a person, a toxic person, at work, in a relationship, wherever it is, and they are the source of your thoughts that cause negativity, which in turn causes negative emotions and in turn harms you. You need to deal with the source. Either accept, let go, address. These are easy things to say, very difficult things to do. We'll come to the solution. If it's your job that creates thoughts of negativity in you, that means you're spending roughly 9 hours to 14 hours in a place where your thoughts are constantly negative because you're in an environment that is producing those negative thoughts, then that's going to harm you as well. So the root cause approach is when you look at the source and you start addressing the source to the best of your ability to see how your thoughts can change, because no one can have control over all the thoughts that they have in their mind. The thoughts that can come in your mind will either translate into negative or positive emotions in your body. So if you have happy times and memories and all of those things, which is something that human beings should strive to collect. We need to collect more memories, more events and experiences, rather than more material things and more social functions where we feel good for 1 or 2 hours while everyone's appreciating us, and then it's all over and it's a whole new different story. We need to move to memories, events, experiences, stuff that when the moment you have a thought of it or a picture that you see, immediately it can translate into a happy emotion in your body and not affect your health. So there are 2 things that can help you with this. Again, mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation. Now, a couple of years ago, maybe 15 to 20 years ago, people didn't have to do this because they didn't have distractions. They didn't have sources of distractions like constant access to social media. In fact, there was none. They didn't have constant television programs and programs that show you as many movies as you can download in a night. They didn't have distractions, as many distraction sources that we have, which is why 20 years ago, people didn't have to try too hard to maintain mental and emotional hygiene. But times have changed and we need to change with that. So if we have more of these sources that put more of these thoughts that create negative feelings and emotions in us, we got to work with those sources and those thoughts. Now, how you do that is meditation again. We need to find time in our day, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour, where we can be left alone in silence. Okay, in silence, either focusing on our breath, or it's as simple as this. Most people meditate the wrong way. Most people have an intention to meditate for peace. Okay, that's correct in a way, but highly inaccurate. You meditate for peace for 15 minutes, you open your eyes and you're back into reality. We meditate to find peace and calm. So once we find that peace and calm, we can look inside of us, we can look within and see all the things that prevent us from accepting, letting go, dealing with certain angers, forgiving, and all of these things. That's inside work. Just being peaceful and calm is not going to solve the problem. You need to go inside and find out, is it my ego that makes me hold back, my pride that doesn't allow me to forgive, and all of these things together. So meditate to find peace and calm, and then use that peace and calm to look within, to change what is going wrong for you in your life. Now, meditation can be as simple as, most people give up meditating because they think that I need to stop the thoughts from roaming around in my mind. That is not meditation. Meditation is focusing on something. It could be a mantra, it could be a thought, it could be your breath. And then every time a thought comes, you come back and come back. So you keep training the mind to come back, and with practice, there'll be a point where your thoughts become lesser and lesser, and you have that space of calm where you can now look within. If that's too difficult for you, meditation could be as simple as you sitting, closing your eyes, taking a couple of deep breaths from your belly. When you inhale, your belly rises. When you exhale, your belly goes in. You take a couple of deep breaths and then you just close your eyes and listen to all the sounds that you can hear about you. That also brings you to the present moment. So you try to listen to what sounds you are. Is there a car honking on the road? Is it the whirring of the air conditioner? People talking in the background? Whatever it is. Don't look for a peaceful environment. Just close your eyes, breathe, and focus on listening to all the sounds that you can hear. That little practice gets you in the present moment instantly. So meditation, we need to change our mindset towards it, because the only way to control and address all these thoughts in our mind is finding 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 minutes in a day. Maybe 5 minutes in the morning, maybe 5 minutes in the evening or at night. Don't fix a schedule. It could be on your way home in the car, well, not while you're driving, of course, or wherever you are, where you close your eyes and you focus on you and everything that's happening. Find that peace and calm to go in. And these thoughts, that's why we say silence is one of the most powerful drugs. Couple that with sleep, because when you're with sleeping, you're also silent. So you see, sleep, silence, meditation, these are the most powerful drugs when it comes to mental hygiene. We can see psychiatrists, psychologists, emotional counselors, all of that. We can continue to do that. They are needed, we need to do that. But finally, the solution will come from within you. Everyone's solution to every problem comes from within you, which comes in the form of a choice. A choice to do, not to do. Buy, not buy. React, don't react. It comes from within. So we must focus on mental and emotional hygiene through meditation, mindfulness, good sleep at night. These three things, and silence, of course. Put them together and you will have an ability. Your thoughts will not decrease, but you'll be more in control of them. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.